On va rencontrer les gens, puis là, on a pas de partage. Fait que là, on est Étienne s'est pointé, là, ils nous ont fait attendre ici pour ça fait 2 heures. Étienne attendait ici, fait pour finalement avec tout.
Bon, il va te donner après, puis ça, j'essaie de son gars, mais...
Bon.
My son, who's 16, attended the rally today. His girlfriend called me. I live in Saint-Lazare, quite a ways away, and his girlfriend called me. She was extremely upset. She said that Daniel had been attacked by 2 undercover police officers. I asked her how she knew they were undercover if they weren't wearing any clothes. She said they had regular clothes on, but they had badges and they had sticks. He was walking with his friend Wyatt on the sidewalk. The 2 girls were walking behind, and the 2 undercover cops grabbed Daniel and beat his head against a pole and then knocked him to the ground and dragged him into a building. Why they would drag him into a building, I have no idea. When someone's arrested, they're usually put into a police car or a paddy wagon, and they're given some kind of protection. My son was really hurt. She was screaming. As she was telling me this story, another police officer knocked her down, knocked the phone out of her hand, because she didn't want anyone telling, I guess, what was going on. I don't know why. She picked up the phone after she screamed, and instead of hearing the rest of the story, I told her to get away immediately, get away from all police officers. Obviously, it wasn't a safe situation. I called her a couple of minutes later to see what happened to Daniel. She said the last thing she saw was that the 2 officers had dragged him into a building. I asked her, was it a police building? She said no, she didn't know what kind of a building it was. I want to know, why is my 16-year-old son being attacked by 2 police officers when he's done nothing to provoke it, number 1? Number 2, why have these people treated him with such reckless abandon and abused him when he didn't do anything? Number 2. Number 3, why was he pulled into a building, taken out of sight? What was that for? And now I'm at a police, they've called me to tell me that my son is here, but because they have so many people, I can't see him. Well, I'm a Canadian citizen, and I'll tell you now, I have every right to see my 16-year-old son, every right in the world, and they won't even let a lawyer go in to see him. Okay, maybe my son has done something. I don't know, 16-year-olds do all kinds of bad things. What could my son have done to be beaten, dragged out of sight, be prevented to be seen by any of his parents, and be prevented legal assistance? Now, what's going on here? I'm going to find out. Why don't they go to all the bars in town? Why don't they go to all the bars? That's where all the bad stuff's happening.
Yeah.
My cell phone's on the back.
J'ai rien à voir avec la manifestation, je me suis fait prendre en 2 lignes de police. Et maintenant, on m'amène, je ne sais pas où. J'ai pas eu le droit d'appeler un avocat à 5h30 de détention. C'est dégueulasse, c'est abusif. J'ai rien à voir avec la manifestation. Caméra!
Eclipse.
Son ami m'a dit qu'il n'a rien fait, il était juste ramassé avec les gens. Il n'a rien fait. Je connais mon fils. Il était juste arrêté par...
Ils vont les draper à leur poste ou quelque chose de genre.
Oui, t'es comme.
Yeah, and
Faut qu'il y a quoi de monde, même.
Vous avez regardé?
Il était relâché, puis il s'en va chez moi maintenant.
no, this is not normal at all. I feel like I'm in fucking Afghanistan. A 16-year-old child is in there who's not seeing their parents. You can't have an investigator be with my child without me being present. It's against the law. It's just against the law. You can't do that. He's 16 years old. He can't see a lawyer. He's been refused.
Ça va bien, vous?
I've been refused.
Ça vous dérange pas que messieurs dames ici attendent depuis 4 heures pour avoir leur fils de 15 ans? Ça vous dérange pas? Puis elle, 16 ans, son fils il se fait varger, la tête ouverte, elle peut pas savoir il est où, elle peut pas le voir.
Without me being present.
Ben ça n'a pas rapport avec la tête ouverte.
Première chose, ça marche.
Qu'est-ce que vous savez? On sait pas ça. Moi je sais pas s'il a fait de quoi.
Je sais pas, fait que dis-le pas, je sais pas.
Ben je sais qu'il a 16 ans, c'est un mineur.
C'est pas. C'est vrai que t'as plus dans la madame. Le garçon, il est ici. Donc en partant, tu viens voir le quoi.
Ben, puis eux autres, il est où son kid? Vous êtes pas capable de dire?
No rights.
Il nous a donné des mains.
Ça fait 8 fois qu'on appelle à la détention. Ici, ils nous raccrochent au nez, ils nous disent rien. Ben, c'est ça.
Oh boy, there's so many people going to find out about this. I've got such a big mouth being present. So many people are going to find out. It's going to be way worse. This is way worse than a thrown fucking rock. If he threw
Il y en a une gang que vous avez arrêté qui n'ont rien fait aujourd'hui. Il y en a une méchante gang.
You can't do this to a 16-year-old child. It's bad. Who's allowing this to happen? I got a lot of respect for you guys. I'm losing it. I'm losing my respect for you. Make no wonder they have this kind of demonstration. 16 years old, I'll tell you now, I would like to have your badge numbers. You've been warned. 16 years old, please give me your number. You've been warned. He's 16. He cannot. It is illegal. This is not martial law. This is not martial law. That's the only time you can suspend someone's rights.
I cannot tell. I don't know your son. I don't know where it is.
It makes no difference if he just committed axe murder.
Mais c'est
I'm
une
allowed to
excellente
see him.
question.
He's a
Comment ça
minor.
se fait que sa mère, elle l'a pas vu encore?
He's a minor. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, madame.
He's a minor. 16 years old, and he still has rights, even though he doesn't know them. I do.
So you still haven't seen your son, right?
No, I have not seen my
No,
son
you've been waiting for him for...
since 7:30 today.
Yeah, still haven't seen him.
No, and nobody will tell me, even if he's in the building. Now this kind officer just told me he is in the building. A few minutes ago, thank you. A few minutes ago, I was told that he could have been released out downtown. He has no money, he has no cell phone. We live in Saint-Lazare. There's not even a bus to get there. So what are they encouraging him to do? To commit a crime? To jump a metro? To do more harm? Oh my goodness, now I find out that he's not released downtown. He's still in this building after they told me nobody was left in the building. Now they tell me he's still in the building. I feel like I'm in Afghanistan or Guantanamo Bay. This is Canada. I'm so angry. B. La Rochelle, Sergeant La Rochelle B. told me he's within every right to keep my son. My son is being charged
Criminally?
with a criminal offense. He's being charged with a criminal offense. He's being denied a lawyer. He's being denied to see his parents. They'll be seeing me again.
And he's still withheld, he's still detained.
Still detained. They tell me they're within every right to keep him there. I asked, could I see my son for one reason, to see that he's okay, that there was a videotape of his arrest and it was violent. All I want to make sure is that my son is okay. And they will not let me see my son. La Rochelle B.
Do you have his
and this
badge
other
number?
guy, Brunet 4202.
Okay.
And the lady, I told them all that I know that I'm allowed to see my son. And I asked them, are you telling me that I cannot see my son? And they told me, yes, you cannot see your son. He's the supervisor here for tonight, and he tells me there's no way I'm going to see my son.
Okay.
Are you okay?
That's unreal. No, I'm not okay. Not at all.